Hey guys! So I wanted to share a 5-step process that I've used to save myself tons of time and money in hiring. Okay, so this is something I've done as a freebie. I don't think I've ever done a video on it, but I'm going to blast through that right now and try to get 5 steps done in 5 minutes. We'll see if I make it. So this has actually saved me when I say like save me time and money, not only obviously time interviewing, but it's actually saved me a ton of money in that I was able to weed out a lot of candidates, obviously the time I would spend interviewing, but weed out a lot of candidates who would come in and waste time. So we stopped seeing, it actually reduced my turnover quite a bit by using this system. And basically what I did was I automated. So the way that I automated, step one was I would put out an ad in which they had to then call a phone number. And I'll make a disclaimer, there's actually another method I use for different websites. I'll tell you a little bit more at the end of this, and that may run me over 5 minutes, but I'll tell you a little bit more and you can ask questions if you need to. But initially I would put out an ad that was not terribly lengthy or crazy, but it would have a phone number that says, you know, if you're interested in something like this or this sounds like something for you, call this number for more information on this job position. And so that would be step two. So when they call the phone number, that goes to a voicemail. So nobody ever answers this phone. Okay, it just goes to a voicemail. The voicemail is actually somewhat lengthy and really gets in depth about who you're looking for and all the details about them. And at the end of this very detailed message, you give them some instructions on stuff that you need from them. Okay, so what are the things that you want to see from them? Is it resumes? Do you have an application? Is there an application to go to online? Give them instructions on, you know, maybe a website to go to or whatever. You tell them how to give it to you as well. And this all depends on the job position, by the way. So, you know, if you're hiring creatives of some sort, you might want them to send you some of their creative. If you need people who are great salespeople, you want to see them kind of in action, you might have them making you a YouTube video. So it all depends on what your need is and what the job position is, but you have them sending you this information to an email, and that is step three. Step three is actually an automated email system that gives them, has an autoresponder built in, and it gives them the information automatically that will get them to your initial interviews. So this will go to every person who sends you an email. And the reason for this is because all of that leading up to this email, if they send it to you, is you're weeding out the people who don't care enough to really read or, you know, sit through, you know, a 2-minute voicemail, or, you know, if they don't care enough to sit through all that, then that's not somebody you really want working for you. If they're really compelled, if the job's really speaking to them, which is what you want, then they're going to listen, they're going to follow directions. And that's the other part, is you want people who can follow directions. So this will tell you, can they follow directions? If they don't send you the information as you described and as you explain to them, then they might have an issue with following directions. Because remember, when you're hiring people, this is them on their best behavior. So if they can't get it right at this stage in the game, trust me, you're going to hire them and you're going to see more of that same problem. So let's get rid of those people and move on to people who can follow directions. So yes, we are inviting all of the people who actually send you an email to your initial interview. And that is step 4. That is your group interview. So your group interview, you are actually going to spend like the first 15 to 20, 25. I usually went 15 to 25 minutes. I tend to go 20, 25 minutes. But you spend that time talking about your business. Tell them where you came from. Tell them what your business is about. I hope you have a company culture. I would definitely be talking a lot about that at this point. And what the position entails and what you would expect of these people. So speak at length. Have multiple people with you, because what you want to do is watch their faces to see, are they excited? Are they bored? Are they even paying attention? You can't do it as you're talking to them. You cannot, I promise you. So have at least one, and I prefer 2 other people watching these people, listening to you as you're speaking for that 15, 20 minutes. And the last step is you ask them, why do you think you're a good fit for our office? All the people that you like their answer, you bring them back for second, much more in-depth interviews. So that's 5 minutes, that's 5 steps. That saves you a ton of time in interviewing people. Rather than bringing them in for a half hour or an hour each, that first interview is really just like 5 minutes. I don't even mess around with that. I ask that one question. Based on everything I was telling you today about our company in this position, why are you a good fit? Why should I pick you over everybody else? So that's it, broken down pretty simply. The other option that I kind of mentioned in the beginning of this video is there are certain hiring websites, in my experience, and I have a ton of experience hiring, there are certain websites where, such for example, Indeed, where people don't seem to read the actual job ad. They just look at what the position is and then they sling their resume. I kind of hate that, but I go through a somewhat different method where I, have an well, it depends on the website, but has a responder that's telling them like, okay, we've received your submission. Now here's what you need to send in order to be considered for the group interview, and then basically follow the whole process from there on out. But that is it. I hope that this helps you guys. Automation sets you free on this. It saves you so much time and money. It actually, like I said in the beginning, it reduced my turnover tremendously to be using this sort of method. So I hope that this is helpful to you guys. I have other videos talking about how you should be hiring employees. So if you haven't already, get ready to dive in. Use this method. Save yourself time and anxiety and heartache and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. And that is it for today. Go out there and kill it.